Listen, we're back with another crime reaction. You know I love these ones. Let's go, people. Hey, listen, 20 likes on this one, and I don't know. I'll tell you what I'll do in the end. Let's go. This nigga think he in America. He got the whole blue going on, with the bully hair going on, and he got the buffer jacket going on, you know what I'm saying? He got the Timberlands and them thing there going on. Nigga think he in America. But then again, England is cold. England is cold, bro. So, now I get you, brother.
In a quiet London back alley,
Why he keep looking back like that?
a street fight
Look, camera already there, seeing him.
is about to ignite. This is not a clash between London back alley. A street fight is about to ignite.
Oh, they are
This
about
is
to
not
go,
a clash
man,
between
no.
strangers, but a final showdown between two men who once called each other allies.
Oh,
Caught on unforgiving CCTV.
oh, that's why he's looking back. Debo's coming. 1 second, guys.
In a quiet London back alley, a street fight is about to ignite. This is not a clash
That's
between
how I'm imagining
strangers,
it right now.
but a final showdown between two men who once called each other allies. Caught on unforgiving CCTV, a bitter rivalry culminates in a moment of terrifying finality. The two men circle each other, one on a bike, the other on foot. They exchange final, fateful words, and then both reach for their weapons. The survivor will later claim self-defense, but the evidence will leave a profound quandary for a jury to unpick. What truly happened in those critical moments, and can justice prevail when the truth is hidden beneath the dark rules of gang loyalties?
Aye, that's how I was seeing
This
it
is
still.
the story of the tragic and the fatal death of Exhaust and Gimby.
Right, guys, listen, we hit it. If you ain't subscribed, go subscribe to Sin City, Original Sin, I mean.
We're shortly be outside, son.
East
On
London.
the afternoon of December 5th, 2019, the London borough of Hackney, a place
shit.
known for its vibrant community and deep-seated challenges with gang violence, became the scene of a tragedy.
You know what, guys? I believe, yeah, Hackney started and is actually one of the only places that you can actually say when they was talking about postcode wars, they were talking about them. I think if I can find a video, we're gonna do a reaction to the video of the postcodes war thing, yeah. But do you guys know what I'm trying to say? It weren't really like South London, North London, like those areas. Their rivalry is more like area for area, not like road for road. Like the way I see Hackney is mad, fam. Like you can't go across the road. Like the barber might as well, the chip shop might as well cut himself in two, so both of you lot can eat. You get me, car? It's mad.
Was 22-year-old Exhaust and Gimby, a young man from the area. His death was not random. It was the culmination of a bitter and escalating feud with his killer, Kieran Brown, a 26-year-old he knew intimately. Both men had historical ties to the notorious Pembury Boys, a local gang whose presence had long shaped the social fabric of the estate where they lived. Once they were associates, part of the same social circles, but a growing rivalry had poisoned their relationship. The exact cause of the animosity was never fully articulated, but it was clear to everyone around them that a dangerous conflict was brewing. For 10 days leading up to the murder, their conflict had been escalating with terrifying speed. First, a savage beating of Brown, leaving him with injuries that the prosecution maintained had fueled his rage and desire for revenge.
He's getting done.
But who in reality was perpetuating this building cycle of violence? Or were both men responsible?
Yeah. He's running.
The day before the murder, another violent clash took place, a public display of hostility that served as a final warning. Their deadly confrontation was a ticking time bomb, destined to explode on a London street with catastrophic consequences.
What are they running from? The guy with the jacket was looking a bit paranoid about something.
The crucial moments of the day were captured by CCTV cameras.
So this is the same place last night. They're on that same road again.
Silent witness to the unfolding tragedy. At precisely 1:57 p.m, Kieran Brown emerged from the Pembury estate, his movements appearing casual. He engaged in a brief, seemingly tense exchange with Ngimbi, who was on his bicycle. Brown then ducked into a nearby shop, an action that seemed to break the moment. But moments later, he reappeared, stepping into the narrow confines of Clarence Mews. At 2 p.m. and 19 seconds, the chilling footage shows Brown reaching into his coat, checking something concealed. The jury would later be asked to consider the significance of this deliberate, furtive movement. Was he checking a weapon, preparing for what was to come?
Hey, come on, man. The guy, like, this guy looks like he's on something from, like, yeah.
He, on his bicycle, followed, maintaining a weapon.
With a next man as well. You get me? 2 man up. Come on, man. Bro, 2 confrontations, 2 days prior to this. Each day a different confrontation, man. One man's get chased down with a big shank. I don't know which one of them got chased or who was chasing who. But, bro, hey, listen.
Very distance, his gaze fixed on Brown. Brown, acutely aware of his pursuer, abruptly halted. He turned, his coat falling open, revealing a knife that flashed in the day.
He's doing the gas play. He's doing the gas play in Warzone. He's going round the cars.
Daylight. Ngimbi did not retreat. He dismounted, and in his hands was a massive 46-centimeter sword. Old rivals, armed to the teeth, engaged in a desperate one-on-one fight, captured on the unforgiving lens of CCTV. Ngimbi's associates were present, watching from a distance, but their role was a matter of intense debate at trial. Were they frozen in shock, or were they strategically blocking off Brown's escape route, as the defense suggested? Initially, neither man seemed seriously hurt. They separated, Brown walking away. For a fleeting moment, it seemed the confrontation was over. But then, Ngimbi cycled back towards him,
and
the
wanted
fight
more.
resumed. Then, at 2:01 p.m, the fight takes a fatal turn. Ngimbi falls to the ground. Brown doesn't hesitate. He seizes the opportunity.
Mad!
He strikes repeatedly with the knife.
Wait, who are these guys?
Seconds, as the confrontation reaches its fatal end. Then, it was over.
He said, no, I'm not getting involved. I don't want part of that. I don't want part of that. Them, as soon as the guy with the hand in the pocket, I don't want part of that. I bet you he ain't got nothing. Hey, you guys remember the last reaction I done to the other crime? The one in Croydon, the guy with the hand in the pocket. The third man. Yeah, man, he coming like the third man right now.
Brown then fled, his knife still visible, leaving behind a scene of devastation. Ngimbi's
these men are Ngimbi's boys. This guy needs to get slapped. He needs to get slapped. He just watched his boy get bodied.
Associates who had watched the confrontation vanished, leaving their friend behind. Not one of them cooperated with the police or gave evidence at trial. A powerful, silent statement about the loyalties and fear that govern the streets. Emergency services arrived swiftly, but for Exhaust and Ngimbi, it was tragically too late. He was pronounced dead at 2:30 p.m.
Just before we carry on with this video, yeah, is that murder or is that self-defense? Is it murder or is it self-defense? What would you lot class that? Murder or self-defense? Right now, I'm seeing it as self-defense. I'm believing it to be self-defense. 2 days prior, like 2 days, one after the other, there's been bullshit happening, and I was armed because I was scared for my life. There's the reason of having the knife. And as you can see, the people kept on coming. We had the first battle, we walked away, and he came back to try to get me again. Like, to me, that's self-defense. I'm not no solicitor or nothing, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
The medical examination confirmed that the injuries were fatal. The medical evidence described multiple sharp force injuries. Some were rapidly fatal, and the medical evidence became central to the issues the jury had to decide. The prosecution relied on that evidence to invite inferences about intent. The defense challenged those inferences. The medical evidence also addressed the force involved, which became part of the prosecution case. The prosecution said that supported intent. The defense said it did not prove the state of mind required for murder. It was a fatal outcome, and the case turned to what the law made of the evidence. The prosecution said it was a deliberate, unlawful attack.
Okay. How did they get him? Brown? Sorry, bro, but you was well on camera. You lot just done that bare bait, like, oi. But yeah, man, I get it.
Hours later, Brown was located and arrested. He claimed he was surrendering, but his story was already riddled with contradictions and inconsistencies. His police interview began not with a spontaneous account, but with a prepared statement, a detailed and, according to the prosecution, self-serving account of self-preservation. He claimed he'd been surrounded by a group of armed attackers and was simply fighting for his life.
In a way, he ain't lying, man. You got what? One, this guy doing the go
He asserted he had disarmed Ngimbi and acted out of pure panic. But the investigation, built on meticulous CCTV and forensic evidence, began to systematically dismantle elements.
Yeah, the disarming thing ain't gonna work, brother. You lot having a sword battle in the back street, like there's a video evidence of you lot having a sword battle, so the disarming thing ain't working, bro.
Of his story. The CCTV footage was the bedrock of the prosecution's case. It captured Brown's movements, his concealed weapon, and his deliberate choice.
That is a kitchen knife. You can see the black handle. That is a kitchen knife. Check the black handle right there. With the metal tips and them thing there, and the little circle tip there, to hanging it on the wall and them thing there. Yeah, that's a kitchen knife. Them man, they didn't even have money to go get a sword. Them man, they just took out his mom's kitchen knife. Like his mom has lost a son and a kitchen knife, everybody. You see the chicken legs that they need to be cooked on a Sunday and them thing there. Their mom ain't even cooking those chicken legs no more, everybody. She can't believe that kitchen knife's not in the kitchen no more. Like, what is you doing, Brown? What is you doing?
To stop
hey
and
guys,
confront
black one up for Brown,
Ngimbi.
man. Black one up for Brown.
It showed the initial struggle, and most damningly, the sequence continues after Ngimbi goes to the ground, an issue the prosecution said mattered legally. Furthermore, a sword was recovered at the scene, and forensic work later linked it to the incident.
Oh, what is this what you lot walking around the streets with? Aye, good thing I'm just a guy behind the computer, you know. I swear to God.
Forensic analysis later revealed Brown's DNA on its blade, a finding that directly supported his prepared statement and his claim of acting in a panicked state. Brown said he believed he was in immediate danger and acted to protect himself, an account tested against the cold, impartial reality of the evidence.
38 bars. That's what I get. I get the 38 bars. That's on the 38 bars. Big up Wiley.
If you want to understand this case, don't start with the weapons. Start with the question the jury had to answer. Don't start.
He's bait. Watch when he's crossing the road, yeah. Police drive past. You're just mad watching them. Why are you watching them? You're calling attention to yourself, but you just finished bodying them, man. You need to go change those Timberlands, because when it comes for the chase, you are not running in those Timberlands. I've seen them Americans running in Timberlands. They always get grabbed and dragged to the floor. They can't run in Timberlands, nor can you.
If you want to understand this case, don't start with the weapons. Start with the question the jury had to answer. When does self-defense stop being self-defense? Because on the surface, the positions are simple.
In this case, I think what you're trying to say is that self-defense stop being self-defense when you use excess force. meaning when Zinky dropped to the floor, whatever his name is, sorry for pronouncing your name wrong, RIP to you, my condolences to your family. But when he dropped to the floor, you carried on stabbing, which now therefore stopped being self-defense and may have just turned into a murder. Am I right?
Prosecution says this is a voluntary fight, and once you choose that, you can't later claim you were acting lawfully.
I am wrong. It was a voluntary fight. Okay. I've learned something new today, guys.
The defense says Brown tried to disengage, and that if the other side re-engages, the right to defend yourself can revive.
What I said earlier.
So the case turns on a very precise hinge. Was there a moment where Brown genuinely withdrew? And was he then attacked again in a way that reset everything?
I saw that.
And
he did.
Here's the trap for anyone watching from the outside. People hear multiple injuries and assume the law must have a number where defense becomes offense. It doesn't. Jurors aren't counting. The legal test is whether force was honestly believed necessary and whether it remained reasonable as the situation unfolded, which means the crucial question becomes this: when did the threat end? And in a fast, chaotic incident, the law also recognizes that no one is expected to calculate precise niceties in real time. So this isn't just a question of what happened on CCTV. It's a question of what the law allows the jury to infer from it, about fear, about necessity, and about whether any right to self-defense had been lost or could have revived. And once you understand that framework, you're ready for the moment the courtroom has to commit to an answer, because the outcome turns on exactly where the jury thinks the line was crossed.
You've lost me. You've lost me.
The prosecution charged Brown with murder, asserting that his actions were a deliberate, unlawful act with the clear intent to cause at least really serious harm, and likely, they said, an intent to kill. Brown admitted his presence, his knife. He accepted he used the knife, but maintained that he acted in self-defense. The prosecution countered this claim directly. This was not a spontaneous act of survival, but a...
They could have let him go there. He was in danger here. He felt he was in danger here. They could have let him go there. The other guy still proceeded to go on.
Voluntary fight.
To the voluntary fight, yes.
Gang-related grudge match. They highlighted Brown's actions on the CCTV. His choice to stop, to draw his knife from concealment, and to confront Ngimbi rather than retreating. They argued that once Brown had the upper hand, and after Ngimbi had fallen, the later actions were not necessary for defense, but were driven by anger rather than protection.
The concept of self-defense is central to this case, but it's a nuanced and complex legal principle. It's about using reasonable force against an imminent threat. The key question for the jury would be, was Brown's response genuinely reasonable? His actions on CCTV were intensely scrutinized. Did he genuinely...
Hey, that jury would be pissed if I was there, you know. If I was ever one of those, the people in the juries here, like, they will be pissed at me when it's time to go debate about if he's guilty or not guilty. I will be getting into their last nerves. No. I don't believe what you're saying. No, he is innocent. He's innocent. He was getting chased down. It was him verse 4. Didn't you see the footage? If they would have got the upper hand on him first, he would have been 4 of them beating him up. He would have been the dead man. Like, I would have been getting on to them about this. Trust me, dog.
genuinely retreat, or did he, in the words of the prosecution, choose to re-engage, escalating the fight? And what about his actions after Ngimbi fell? Was that force still reasonable, or did it become excessive, turning a defensive act into a vengeful one? These are the critical distinctions juries must make. A defendant's credibility is paramount. If a prepared statement is proven to be false in key areas, it can devastate the defense, implying dishonesty. A no-comment interview, while a right, can sometimes suggest a lack of an innocent explanation and can be used by a jury as further evidence against the defendant, leaving them to draw their own conclusions. Crucially, the jury would also have been asked to consider the difference between murder and manslaughter. Murder requires an intent to kill or to cause really serious bodily harm. Manslaughter, on the other hand, is the unlawful killing of another person without that specific intent. Manslaughter requires no more than an intent to cause some harm. Brown's defense of self-defense would apply to both charges, but the prosecution's argument that he went too far after Ngimbi fell, delivering excessive force, would defeat his defense to either charge.
In the courtroom, the prosecution attacked Brown's prepared statement, exposing what they asserted were demonstrable untruths. His claims of being surrounded, of disarming Ngimbi, and of acting in a state of panic were, they asserted, undermined by the weight of the CCTV evidence. Crucially, the prosecution asserted that this was a voluntary knife fight, and that, as a matter of law, self-defense could not apply. Brown's no-comment responses to key questions during his police interview further undermined his credibility. After careful deliberation, the jury was left to decide whether Brown's actions constituted murder, a legitimate act of self-defense, or the middle ground of manslaughter. They delivered their verdict. Kieran Brown was found not guilty of murder, but guilty of manslaughter on count 1 and guilty of having a bladed article on count 2. This verdict reflected the jury's belief that while Brown had unlawfully killed Exhaust Ngimbi, he had not done so with the intent to cause death or really serious harm, likely concluding his actions were so spontaneous that he did not form a settled and specific intent. Her Honour Judge Dean handed down the sentence. Kieran Brown received an extended determinate sentence of 18 years for manslaughter, comprising 15 years in custody and a 3-year license extension. He also received a concurrent 2 years 6 months for the bladed article. The judge cited Brown's history of drug dealing, his willingness to use violence, prior convictions for weapons and violence, and his attempts to discard evidence as aggravating factors. She deemed him a dangerous offender, concluding that a standard sentence would not protect the public.
For a serious offence like manslaughter, the judge's discretion when passing sentence is guided by strict principles and sentencing guidelines. An extended sentence is not handed down lightly. It signifies a judicial finding of dangerousness, that the offender poses a significant risk of future serious harm to the public. The judge's reasoning here, rooted in Brown's history and his willingness to use violence in the context of drug dealing, placed his offence in a higher culpability bracket. This finding of dangerousness, combined with the judge's assessment of his ongoing risk to the community, was central to the length and nature of the sentence imposed. It's a clear signal from the court that the public needs to be protected for a longer period than a standard sentence would allow.
Following his conviction and extended sentence, Kieran Brown launched an appeal. His legal team, led by Jason Bartfeld KC, argued the manslaughter conviction was unsafe. They contended that given the weapon, a large knife, and the severe injuries inflicted, Brown must have intended really serious injury, making the only logical verdict either murder or full acquittal on the grounds of self-defense, with no logical path to a manslaughter conviction. They also challenged the 15-year sentence as excessive and inconsistent with the jury's verdict of manslaughter. However, on November 4, 2021, the Court of Appeal refused both applications. They upheld the trial judge's decision to leave the jury with manslaughter as an alternative verdict to murder, noting Brown's own denial of intent to cause serious injury. The court ruled, in what many legal experts see as a development of the law, that the question of intent is always a decision for the jury, and they were entitled to conclude Brown had not formed the necessary intent for murder. The court found no arguable ground to challenge the conviction. Furthermore, the Court of Appeal upheld the judge's sentencing, agreeing she was entitled to find Brown dangerous and that his actions, including unlawfully arming himself and provoking the confrontation, justified the extended sentence imposed.
The tragic death of Exorson Gimby stands as a stark testament to the devastating consequences of gang feuds and street violence. Kieran Brown's claim of self-defense was ultimately rejected, leading to a conviction for manslaughter. The subsequent unsuccessful appeal underscores the complex, often contentious nature of legal interpretation. Through a meticulous investigation, the undeniable truth captured by CCTV and rigorous legal scrutiny, the jury reached their verdict, delivering a powerful message about gang-related street crime and the relentless pursuit of justice. In the end, the jury's decision not to convict Brown of murder hinged on their interpretation of his intent. Had they been left with the stark choice contended for by the defense, murder or complete acquittal, a choice without the middle ground of manslaughter, what would their verdict have been? We will never know. The verdict is in, but the debate is not over. Make sure you check out my community tab and cast your vote.
Guys, you know what? That's it for that one there. We're going to keep on going with these crime docs, man. I'm loving them. Listen, like, comment, subscribe. Show me that you're here with me. We're watching this together. You know where it is, yeah. Right now, it's crime docs and chill. Forget Netflix and chill. We can do that after. Crime docs and chill. Like, comment, subscribe. Until the next one, you're done.